Well, if you want to talk about the big tech titans, the masters of the universe, censoring political thought with which they disagree, there's only one guy to talk to. You know who I mean. He's the author of the book called Deleted: Big Tech's Battle to Erase the Trump Movement and Steal the Election. He's been warning us for months, and alas, his warnings came true. I'm talking about our friend Allum Bokhari, senior tech editor of Breitbart, and he joins us now via Skype. Allum, it's no fun being the guy who said, "I told you so." I'm sure you wished that your prophecies were wrong.
Yes, and this is a topic we've been covering since 2015 at Breitbart News. We saw back then that, the sheer hostility of the left towards freedom of speech, quite a recent development, was going to collide with the open internet, which of course was the greatest free speech platform that ever existed. That's now been completely destroyed. And this is really the culmination of a 4-year process to undermine President Trump's chances of re-election, to destroy his movement, and now ultimately to censor the president himself, the first world leader in history to be permanently banned from Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah, what's so interesting about developments since that ban is I wouldn't have seen this coming. I wouldn't have predicted this, Allum, that people who have criticized the ban include many world leaders, including those who have been opposed to Trump on ideological matters. Angela Merkel of Germany, a globalist, I certainly wouldn't call her a right-winger. The president of Mexico, pretty socialist guy, I think. But I never thought of it from their point of view. I mean, having Mark Zuckerberg or Jack Dorsey censor Republicans might be cool if you're a Democrat, but if you are a president of a foreign country who doesn't have Zuckerberg on your speed dial, you're terrified that you might just be some plaything. You might be the next guy censored in a kind of color revolution concocted out of Silicon Valley. I never thought that people terrified of Silicon Valley would be in other countries, but that's pretty obvious now that I think of it.
That's absolutely true. I mean, if you're a foreign country, if you're a sovereign nation, why would you want to have the risk of a bunch of companies in Silicon Valley, a bunch of American companies coming and interfering in your election and picking your elected leaders? If they seem comfortable doing that in America, why wouldn't they do that in Germany or in the UK or in Mexico or in Uganda? I mean, Uganda is run by a dictator, but just before their recent, election, they banned Facebook and Twitter. So I guess from the Ugandan government's perspective, only the dictator's allowed to meddle in their elections. They don't want a bunch of Silicon Valley hipsters doing it. So no matter what kind of country you are, you probably see these tech giants as a huge threat to your sovereignty right now.
Yeah, that's so interesting to me. The Uganda case, I don't know much about Uganda. I know it's never really been a free country. But when Twitter posted some outrage tweet, "How dare you Ugandans censor people," I can't believe the irony there. They had just finished banning Donald Trump, and now they're acting shocked that there's gambling in this establishment. They're shocked about censorship in Uganda. I don't know enough about Uganda to say if I like the president there or not, but you got to hand it to him for points for style, censoring Twitter after it censored Trump. There was something poetic about that. And, I'm sure that there was bad things being done by the dictator of Uganda, but smacking away an American company that itself doesn't believe in free speech, I got to say I was on Team Uganda for that one, Allum.
I was too, and this is the thing. Silicon Valley has really undermined America's moral authority. You had they got a Chinese state media outlet saying, well, the U.S. is a threat to digital sovereignty now. So, I mean, how can America claim to be, the worldwide example for freedom and democracy when right now it seems to be sliding into oligarchy with unaccountable corporate elites appearing to have more power than the elected president?
That's an excerpt from my daily show, The Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.